All right, here it goes. I want to try some lock-on grips. So I did some research. ODI makes an adapter. It's supposed to be 4 betas. So we're gonna give it a shot. I got some fancy ODI grips. Ooh. You know, I want to try the lock-ons because, you know, hey, when you make little mouths out of your grips, every weekend you want to be able to swap them out pretty quick. Or maybe if I damage a throttle tube or something like that, because they're plastic, hey, you want to be able to change it, you know, pretty quick on the fly. Like if I'm doing a GP or something and I got multiple heats, or, you know, you just always carry an extra one with you. You never know what happens, right? So I want to try it. So let's try it. Let's try it together, right? So here's what we got, right? We got my Scott grips that I put on. We're gonna do the throttle side first. Because I got to cut the other side off, right? So let's get to it. Let's see if this works and how everything goes. The bike is backwards in the garage today, so instead of the normal angle, we'll be doing something different. I'm gonna do back of the Harley cam here. Hopefully it'll stay. You guys can see the throttle tube. We may get you guys closer so you can see. There we go. Maybe. All right. I haven't gotten any tools, so this has been a great start to this adventure. All my tools are, I have no idea where my tools are. Probably in my trailer. So give me a minute. Alright, hopefully you guys can see. So I'm going to take this 8mm and I'm going to take the throttle side off first. Luckily, I don't have to move any other stuff around. I can just get to the 2 bolts. We can loosen this guy all the way up. I won't take it all the way off. I need to look at this cam. Make sure this cam's going to work for me. You know, you never know. Cam could be different. Yeah. Alright. So we got these 2 little 8mm out. Well, 6mm probably. We're gonna split this guy. Whoa! Alright. Dropping stuff. I guess I'm gonna need to take this top cap off too. You know, I've never really taken this thing apart. So it looks like I need to get me a Senior Phillips. So let's get Senior Phillips involved. I have one nearby. It's way too big for the job, but it should work. We're gonna take these 2 caps right here off the top. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. Probably not. We'll have the camera going around everywhere. So I am gonna have to put these down. So I'll take this one off too, and then hopefully it'll reveal all. Alright, so sorry about the, let me get my mitts in the way here. I'm going to lose these guys. They're going to fall, hit the ground. They're going to be gone forever. Let's see if we can get around from a different angle. There we go. Alright, well, maybe they'll stay in there and I won't have to lose them or misplace them. Probably the wheel for the throttle. Oh yeah, that's gonna get lost. Oh, okay. There's a little brass piece that goes in the middle of the wheel. We don't want to lose that. I probably didn't need to take all that off. I probably didn't need to. I'm doing overkill here. All right. We'll lay those bolts in a spot where I'll definitely lose them. So, oh, there's the copper, the brass piece or whatever that is, the little bushing. We'll set that right there so it'll get lost. Here in a little bit. So we'll take this guy out of here. Alright. Wheel. cable. And we gotta pull out of there from the top. There's a little notch in there for the cable. So you guys can see. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Yep, there's that. We'll peel that off and slide this off. So let's take a look at what we got here. That's the cam. Let's look at the ODI beta cam. Alright. There's the cam. Now this looks like it's way big. Let's let me get these over the top of each other. Alright. One is solid, the other one's got this notch cut in it. But I'm stupid and I'm gonna try it. Anyway, that looks way too tall. But it may just be the design. So let's give it a shot. Give me a minute and I'll put it on the grip. Woo! Alright, side by side, there's the two. There is a distinct difference. Side by side, there's the two. Definitely a distinct difference. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if it'll go in there anyway. This looks way too big. Dang you, internet. Dang you, internet. So, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. I don't know if I can. I should probably get a head cam or something. But I'm gonna try to do this. Doesn't look like it's gonna fit at all because it looks way too big. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna fight with this. I'm gonna let you guys watch from afar. Like in the Disney movie. I think that's what the guy's name is. So, okay, that goes in. I need to put this on here. And I need to figure out a way to feed this guy over. It wants to, this stupid boot. Now, if that is, so, oh, wait a minute. No, that doesn't look. It doesn't look like it's gonna work. Do I have it on backwards maybe? Is it supposed to go the other way? Well, no, there's the, that's where I gripped a lot. So, that should be straight up and down. Straight up and down. Let's try this. Somebody said, oh, it worked on my 500. Maybe, you know. Put the bottom on. Let's see. Bottom's going to be the telltale. I dropped it around here somewhere. Alright. Let's hope. I want this to work. I really do. I'm not a big fan of ODI grips. I'm not. But, you know, it's the ease of the placement. You know? That's it. I just hate wasting this kind of money. Wasting the money. You want to buy other beta stuff. Alright, so we're gonna put this in there. This rubber boot in the way, I think. Alright, so we got those two. It does not work. It just sits way too high. It might be for a two-stroke or something. I don't know. But that doesn't seem to want to work here. What a bummer. What a bummer. That's no good. Doesn't work for a 23. doing something totally wrong, but here's your base throttle setting. Yeah. Somebody said they put this on their bike, 4-stroke. And this is not gonna fly. Shoot. Yeah, it's just, it's too tight. Wait a minute. It says cam D. I ordered cam N. Oh. Read. I should read. It's for a Honda and a KTM 2-stroke. Boo. Damn it. So now I need to put this thing back together. Alright. Hey, good afternoon everybody. Well, this will be the second part of a video. I started the video before last weekend's race. I was swapping out. I was gonna put the ODI grips on, but I ended up having the wrong cam. So I ended up, the grips aren't on the bike, the ODI grips. But I think I was having a lot of stalling issues, and I think there's a slight difference in the cam. Just from initial looks of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the old grip and I'm gonna match that cam up with the ODI cam, and we'll see if there's anything extra. I think there was a little extra piece here on the end of this wing, and I want to make sure that it's not keeping my throttle positioned a little bit more toward the back, which is another issue I had previously. Like the first race I did, I messed with the throttle cable, and then the bike continually stalled throughout the race. And then once I did a stepper motor reset, I haven't had any problems. I had the mapping work done. I had the mapping work done on the bike when I put the FMF on it. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe FMF. Once I put the FMF, I did a plus 100 on the idle, and I'm almost thinking maybe I should have done a plus 200. So let's get the cams off and let's check it out. All right, so here we go. As I dropped the cam, so I bought the ODI N cam, which people were saying, hey, it works, you can use it. There is slight differences in this bad boy. On the grip, it looks like the cable sits up a little bit higher than it should. So here, let's just look at the comparison here. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do this. So I'm going to use this tote. Oh, and if you notice, look, there's a motorcycle missing in my garage. I finally sold that Husky, and I hope it gives that guy Jason a good run in life. I know it treated me well, so I'm hoping it'll do the same for him. So let's see if we can get this side-by-side comparison here. So here you go. They look real close. I mean, real close. You do it like that. There is a big difference in the ramping of this is real steep. This is more flat and progressive. It also, if I line them up, let me get that thing lined up right here. Well, it's pretty close. So if I line the back ends up, right? There's a little difference, but if you look how high Look how high that cable sits up compared to the factory one. I'm wondering if this may be part of my problem. You know, the ramping of the cam itself may also be a problem. Maybe it's expecting not as you know, more of a steeper, I don't know, an increase in the acceleration rate. You know, there's probably some progression there in the mapping that doesn't line up properly. You know, especially like when it goes back down to idle, it's not in the same progressive rate as probably what the mapping is suggesting. Maybe for street riding this may be fine, you know. Maybe if I did the plus 200 it may be able to compensate. I don't know. So, I mean, that is pretty much centered with the hole. Let me put it on the grip, and we can maybe see grip by grip comparison. I'm not going to put it in the exact right space, I don't think. Let's see here. No grip, no glory. I was really hoping to be able to use this because if I did bust an end off. Alright, so there we go. Side by side comparison. You definitely see the ramping difference. And you know, you get the big peakness, and then I guess you know, how much higher that is off of the center of the grip. It's hard to hold both of these on the camera. So, sorry you guys. Let's just set it on the bench, this dirty bench. You dirty bench. Alright, so let's look at it like that. So, as much as I'd like to run the ODIs, I don't think this is going to work for me. You know, you can see how much further that is from the center hole of the grip. I could probably modify this, but I'm not going to. It's not worth it. I will just keep putting grips on. So that's that. That's kind of, I think that's where my problem came from. Does it work? Will it fit in the housing? Absolutely, yes. Does it transition with the mapping? I don't think so. So there's my 2 cents on that. And you can agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. You do you, like I've always said. I just want you guys to see what I'm looking at. Who knows? Maybe I will try to modify it just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work properly for us. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about. I did an Airbox mod on the 390. So even with like the old carbureted Harley here, if you notice, I've got this bypass because the crankcase from the factory vented into the air cleaner, right? So it would always leave like the air cleaner dirty. I'm also pushing oil back through the fuel system. Yeah, and I know that's great for the economy or whatever, but what it is, it's bad for your pistons. It leaves the top of your pistons dirty, nasty, so you're getting a lot of contaminants in the combustion chamber. It's getting burned because it goes right down to the throat of right down the throat of the carburetor. In this case, it goes right down the throat of the throttle body. You know, you're just getting hot vapors. Right, so if you're trying to maximize your horsepower or fuel, you want cooler intakes, right? That's why they sell cold air intakes for cars, right? You want cold air. Why? Because cold air, you get a better atomization of the fuel in the combustion chamber. You can get more in there because the molecules are tighter. I think that's the proper description, right? So you're getting more in the cylinder, so you get more horsepower. Horsepower is an efficiency rating, right? You're getting more out of less. And I'm trying to I don't want my piston getting dirty and nasty from oil venting. And it may be clean and clear or whatever, but it's that one moment that it does start blowing oil up through the crankcase and it gets into it gets right into my the combustion chamber. I don't want that. So I did do a Airbox mod. So let's see if I can get in there to show you guys. So this hose right here typically runs right on up into a nipple right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a nipple right there. So I went down to the auto parts store, bought an assorted pack of vacuum caps, and stuck it on there. And then I zip tied it tight, you know, so it won't come off. Yes, I used the zip tie. I didn't want to use a hose clamp, just in case. I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. So that vent, I just have it zip tied here. Then I run it up. I zip tied it there to the other, from the brake light switch, and then there's a some kind of vent here. I don't know what that's for yet, because I haven't chased it. It could be fuel overflow, but then I ran it right back down to the ear off the back of the transmission to where it vents downward. Typically, most cars, I haven't pulled this cover off, but in most there's a there's like a tray, so that you don't just get straight oil puking out of this guy. No straight oil puking out. So it's just venting, right? There could be a filter inside. I don't know. I haven't pulled this cover off. But if you want to, you know, you can put a filter back there if you want. But there's nothing coming out. But what I'm trying to do is keep hot gases out of my airbox. I want cold as possible. Cold and clear. And why add heat? Why hurt my performance of this motorcycle when I'm struggling with some of the other stuff? So I did that in the last race. And I had no issues. No issues other than the stalling issue, and I think that's from the throttle cam. So we'll get that swapped out. But I wanted to show you guys that quick modification that I did, and we'll go from there. So, you know, leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think of that kind of stuff, especially the ODI cam. Have you run into similar issues? Are you having the same problems? Or even with the Airbox mod that I did, which really isn't a mod. I just disconnected a hose. Since this doesn't have the charcoal canister like the RRs or the RRSs, I don't know if the RR's got the charcoal canister. I don't know. Like I said, this is my first beta. This is my first race edition. Yeah. Let me know, guys. Talk to you later. Have a good weekend, unless you're already riding and having a good weekend. I'm not. The weather's kind of cruddy down here. I thought about going riding, but I'm going to go to an oyster roast to support disabled veterans. So that's what I'm going to do. You guys have a good weekend. Talk to you later.